On Themistode, FightHype.com, here with Andre Rozier. How you feeling today on this Monday, man?
What the deal, what the deal, what the deal, nephew? What a weekend, what a weekend.
Yeah, fresh.
What a day.
Fresh off of Canelo picking up that pretty lopsided win against Jaime Munguia, dropped him in the third round. What were your thoughts overall on Canelo's performance?
I thought he paced himself well. He didn't seem in any urgent matter or frame of mind. I was talking to a few of my colleagues and they were stating that they thought he was carrying Munguia. I don't think he was per se, but the issue of looking for that knockout just wasn't there. It was work as usual. He boxed a wonderful fight, controlled it. His counter punching was magnificent, and I like Munguia. He's a really tough, strong kid. Experience was lacking big time, and he's a work in progress.
Do you think Canelo's lost a step, or does he look as good as ever?
Not even. Not even. When you can control the atmosphere of that ring the way he did on Saturday night against a really ambitious young tiger, I think you have to give him kudos for not only having not lost a step, but he's altered, he's mutated his game to being that old professor in the ring.
If David Benavidez is the guy that gets the call for September, how does that look in your view, man?
I've always said, I've told you, we've spoken about it many times, nephew. I think that Canelo will beat him. He'll slow the action down, and I think at this point in time, Benavidez should concentrate on that light heavyweight that he has to face and conquering that division. I don't want to see him come back down from light heavyweight. I've seen what happens to fighters when they do it, and 96.7% of the time it's not good. So when he goes up to light heavyweight, I hope he stays there.
If Benavidez is off the table and he stays at 75, and also David Morrell, he's moving up to 175, there aren't really a lot of options left in my view, but Edgar Berlanga is calling for that fight. He wants it badly. Does Berlanga do any better than Munguia, or does he get knocked out by Canelo?
Edgar hasn't fought the caliber of athletes that Munguia has, and that is going to be a problem because you need that experience, and I don't think he's had it. And when you're dealing with the best man in the division, you have to be ready for it.
So what exactly is there like another fighter, or how many fights do you think Berlanga should get? Because technically he is ranked number one in WBA, so I guess he would be, in essence, Canelo's mandatory. Does he kind of skip over that fight, or does he say, no, he just goes straight into it?
You know what? I mean, if it was me, just a little bit more work, to be honest. But if he's chasing the bag, then that's a different story.
Where does Munguia go from here? Who can he fight? Do you think maybe a fight that I suggested online actually is him and Demetrius Andrade? I think that'd be a really good fight. Is that something that you guys been interested in since you trained Andrade?
Well, it depends. I think Munguia is a really tough customer. He can punch. He's tenacious. Boo Boo is very, very technically sound. You got to keep them guys off you. And even in this Canelo fight with Munguia, he was boxing his butt off. Canelo was boxing his butt off, but the kid stayed game. No matter what he took, and boy, oh boy, did he take a few things and some. He kept true to his tempo and trying to get a lead, trying to get ahead of the game. And I really respect him for that. I think it'd be a very, very tough fight. You got to be able to hurt him to make him think that I don't want to rush right in.
So is it just the case of Munguia might be just a little bit too big, and just like it was with David Benavidez, and Andre should probably, focus on moving back down to 160?
I always thought he should have went back to 160. The 68s are just too big. They're really too big, and if you can't get them off of you, you got a problem. I mean, there's some 68 pounders that Demetrius will do very well with, because it'll be strictly a boxing competition between certain individuals who are in the division and Boo Boo, but the big guns will be a bit different.
Gotcha. I actually wanted to also ask you about something that just popped up. That Turkey Al-Sheikh, His Excellency, he's working on making Canelo versus Terence Crawford in December/January. That's obviously Terence has to get through Madrimov. So if we get the Canelo versus Terence Crawford fight, maybe at 168, is Terence just biting off way more than he can chew, man?
TC, I'm a TC guy. That's my dude. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll say it a million times over. I don't like it. Canelo hasn't been rattled by anybody, and he's been in there with some big punches. Yeah. I don't like that fight for Crawford. I like him at 54, maybe touching ground at 60, maybe, but 168. I guess I don't like it. I really don't.
Is there anything Crawford could do to offset what Canelo does, or is, like you said, Canelo's just too big, too strong?
I mean, he's going to box well because he is a fantastic athlete, fantastic boxer. But I don't want to see my man TC going to that deep water like that. I mean, if it's about money, it's a different story. But his legacy is being lamented in a fantastic way, and I'd hate to see it tarnished by trying to do too much.
But, okay, so on one end, his legacy, I mean, I guess somewhat would definitely take a hit because, you lose your O, and people are looking at him in like the Floyd Mayweather vein. But on the other end, if he picks up that win, it's like, wow, where do you put him now in all-time great talks? Is that reward worth the risk?
I think he's already there. He's going in the Hall of Fame. His accolades have mountain high stats to him. I don't want to see him get into a situation where he has to build up to that. I just can't see it. I can't see it.
Are you tired of kind of talks like that where a guy has to jump up so many weight classes and fight a big guy like that? Are you tired of stuff like that?
Yeah, because these things didn't happen before. I once in the blue boom, but now it's this modus operandi. Everybody, I'm fighting here. I'm fighting at 140. I'm going to be fighting at cruiserweight in a year. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a common phrase, but it holds true. There's a reason why there's weight classes.